Hello, always Dizzy here. Finally, I was able to start a little bit earlier, so a slightly earlier stream than I have been lately. It's still not super early, but better than 10 p.m. Um, have a new drink here. I thought it would be much sweeter, but it's not. But oh well, it's healthier. Well, less unhealthy. Yeah, I'm going to start with puzzle streak of 40 before I play any games. I streamed yesterday. I hit 39 and then I blundered. So I didn't make it and then I just ended the stream. Hopefully the same thing doesn't happen today. Hopefully I'm a little bit less tired. Anyways, I'm about a minute and a half in here. Let's get started. What am I doing? Oh, it's just mate. Okay. We are black. We are black. Okay. Also, yesterday there were some really bad puzzles, like really underrated puzzles yesterday. I have bishop f4. Bishop f4 should be good. Discovery. Take and then bishop b5. We have bishop h6, king e8, and then queen g8. Anastasia. Well, it's kind of like an Anastasia mate, not quite. And mate in 2. That's just, do we need to calculate? He goes king e7, rook g7. Then you can go king f8 or king d8. If king f8, then rook f6 is mate, I think. No, it's not, but it's pretty getting, it's king g7. It's so close. Then rook f7. Is there something simpler? I don't know. I don't see what else it would be. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be rook g7. Nothing else makes sense. And then we're going to go for the fork. Make things easy for ourselves. This should pick up his queen. We need to give mate. Okay, so whoops. So let's look at check. Actually, how about if I go the other direction? I kind of like that idea, and then he's mated. So rook e7 is mate in 3. And this should be a mate in 2. Rook d8 should pick up his rook. we are white. I think I can run the F pawn. I have to run the F pawn. So we have a check. We also, no, let's start with the queen g5 check when he has 2 legal moves. If he goes to h1, we have queen h4, king back to g1, and then we're very close to a mate there. I don't know. Oh, we actually can't quite do that, but I could start this way and then go check. You'd think they'd be both. They'd both be winning. You would think, but I am leaning towards taking in with the queen. So again, if he goes to h1, queen h4 check, whereupon he has to go king g2. And I could either give, well, yeah, I would have to, right? No, I wouldn't have to. I technically would have bishop h3 check, and he needs to move the king there. So, and he can't go here because I win the queen. So he has to go either to h1, which will drop a piece for him, or king g1. And then I can go here. So that should be fine. Okay, and then we just have this check. Okay, that was trickier than it looks, I think. So here we have bishop. This just wins his queen. So, and can I take? I could also start with a check. So let's look at starting with knight f6 check. And then he can't go to g7 because of a fork. And so, yeah, this should be winning. And then he was going to go there and we get the fork. We can pick, this is just a simple fork. So what we have to see is if we can survive. So after king g7 and takes, can we survive after queen g? Yeah, we do. We can. Because we have queen g4 there. Okay, it's black to move. Stream is dead. White's about to queen. So I could actually sack everything and then have this outside pass pawn. Because I could do this, check, and then go here. And that is winning. The question is, what if he just moves the king? But you would think there's a win there, right? That is a win there. And if he goes here, okay, I'm just going with that because, yeah, and then we're going to do it this way. Okay, and here we can win his rook, but we're currently down 2 rooks. So I think we can win his queen here. I think the key is just not taking the rook. We take the queen. Okay, we are white. We can get this passed pawn, and I don't see how he stops it because takes, like he's just not going to be able to stop it. He's just not. Okay. So we are black. We have bishop g5. He does have c4. C4, obviously I can go, or sorry, not C4. He does have F4. So I could obviously go E takes F4. But then after King B1, I'm still threatening. Yeah, I'm still, okay. I'm going to go with that because what else would it be, right? Yeah, we can still do it. And then we take the knight. Okay, so this is a double threat because I'm threatening rook f2 and I'm threatening to take the rook. So I think this should work. Okay, we are white. Tired. What happened to my stream? Am I live? I mean, where is everybody? My stream died. It was never very much alive, but it has died. A moment of silence, please. Ooh. I don't know. Well, excuse me, I'm tired. I didn't even do much today. I did not do much today. So if I go knight g5 and knight g5, I have knight f6, which picks up his queen. So after knight g5, he has to go queen g5. But, oh, and then I can take and then fork. But I'm already down a piece. So queen g5, queen g5. Wait, no, sorry. So knight g5. Yeah, so knight g5. So starting with white plays knight takes g5. If he plays knight takes g5, I have knight f6, which is winning. So after knight takes g5, he has to play queen takes g5. And that's where I fall asleep. Yeah, then I have a fork at the end. And I guess I'm currently up a pawn. So we're just going for that. So it's knight takes g5, queen takes g5, queen takes g5, knight takes g5, and then we have this fork. Actually, no, I'll end up, no, I won't end up, I don't think I end up a piece, sir. No, I won't end up a piece, but I'll end up a pawn, so I don't love this puzzle. Whoops, I almost screwed up. Yeah, I'm going to look at this with the engine after, so we have this fork at the end, but we'll only be up a pawn, so I don't love that puzzle. Or no, we're going to be up 2 pawns. Okay. We'll be up 2 pawns. Okay, that's still a little underrated, I feel. Just a little, like 75 points, 100 points. Okay, we are white. We should have a mate here somewhere. We're also threatening to promote, right? So I think I can go here and then I promote. So bishop d6. He has to block, and then I queen. Okay, we are black. So I think it's this old trick. Oh, he's threatening a check of his own, which is honestly a little concerning. So if he gives us a check, no, but then I just move the king. Yeah, I go king h8 here. And then we take. Okay, we are white. So we have a discovered check. This will be mate in 2 because he has to take. So this is a mate in 2. And we are black. So how about a check and then mate? Oh, no, it's not mate. He is queen f1. And then I don't have anything after that. So I still want to go with the queen. But then I might go queen d1. Queen d1 check. If he goes queen f1, I have rook e1, but he's got a check of his own, but only one. And yeah, I think that's better for me. I think it's queen d1 here is the secret sauce. If he brings the king up, then there's got to be something. Check. And then that's mate. Yeah, so I think I'm going to do that. I think it's going to be queen d1. Yeah, very nice. Very nice. We are black. Why can't I just promote? Well, because how do I keep going? Okay, so let's try d2. He does have the option of taking, but then how does he stop me from queening there? So he either has to give a rook check or a knight check. But then again, after king d3, how is he stopping me from promoting? And if he gives me a rook check on c6, nothing has changed. So I'm going to do that. Honestly, I didn't consider this. I guess because we're just going to queen. That's probably why I didn't consider it. Okay, we are white. We have queen f8. But we'll be down a bishop there. So how about a check? And then I guess I take the rook and here. And then I get a second queen. That should be good enough. Yeah, I think we just queen here at e8. It's a little scary because he's still kind of close to mating us. But it's one of those things where what else would we do, right? So we queen. Okay, white to move. I can start with a check. But that seems to lead nowhere. I also have a fork on d7. And that has to be it, because nothing else makes sense. That was a stupid puzzle. And last one now. His queen looks like it could be trapped. Maybe not. He can always go out this way. Maybe I open up the b file because then my queen can go to b6. So let's say I take on c6 here. And let's say he recaptures because I don't see better. So then we have queen b6 check. And then he has king d7. That doesn't seem good enough to me. Or does it? It does. Because then I have queen b7 and I'm winning his rook. Because he has to go to the back rank. Unless... Yeah, unless he goes to d8 to begin with. So take, check here. No, he can't go there though. So let's say he goes king c8, but then I'm picking up his, no, wait, where am I? Then I'm going check and I'm going to pick up, no, I can't pick up his bishop. So that's tricky. So bing, bang, check, king c8. Yeah, check. Oh yeah, the rook will fall eventually. Okay, so this actually looks good. Why not here? Probably he can take with the queen or the rook, and then I don't have this square anymore. So this is actually a very tricky one, if it's right. It's right. That's not an easy move to find. And then we go check, we pick up the rook. And I'm done. I'm going to get one wrong on purpose now. Okay, so that took me about 20 minutes, which is great. That's a great time. Ooh, 20 minutes. Oh, that was good. Good session. Okay, I'm going to play a game now. I am tired, despite not doing much today and it not being super late. Okay, here we go. I'm just happy to get out of the puzzle stage there. Yesterday was brutal. Okay, I'm playing this dude or dudette, Jerome, probably a dude. And we have the delayed Alapin. Have not seen this in a little while. Okay. So I could go knight c6. So we can't take the pawn because queen a4 was a threat. So he might go d4, bishop c4. I don't know. He can play anything. Yeah, I'm guessing d3 actually, because d4 I think. Well, d4 I can't take on e4 because there's e5. So he's going to go for this, and then I could play g6. I could play e5. But e5 is a false sense of security because you can still play d4. So my choices were really g6 or e6 there. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to go e5 because then I'm left with a backward d pawn. So we'll do it this way. So d4 I'll take, but then he gets these central pawns. I mean, I'm not quite sure how to play against that. So I'm going to do probably this maneuver. Now, what can I go knight b4 right away? Because he moves the bishop though, but then I can take. I think I can take on e4. I think so. Maybe I can get away with this. It does cost me a. Hang on a second. Yeah, it does. Well, it's a little tricky. He might have e5 actually. I think he has e5 there. If I go e6, e5 still happens. So yeah, these pawns, I never know what I'm supposed to do about them. I could go knight e8. I'm sure that's not the right move. Knight h5, I'm just possibly. Okay, let's go knight e8. I am curious about this move, what the computer will have suggested. And now I think I'm going to go here. But now with my knight on f6, I'm no longer threatening e4. So that sucks. So let's go a6. And he's playing quickly. So I could go b6, or I could do this and do this low. I'm going to go here. I had a tournament game somewhat similar to this position, and I came up with this maneuver after a long think, and now I can't not see it. It's just so obvious, but at the time it was not obvious. Yeah, so let's continue. I'm a little worried about knight here, though, because he plays d5, kicks me out, and then he has knight a4, and he's eyeing this square. So I might want to go b5 immediately, just to stop knight a4. And he's playing so quick. Who is this? Speedy Gonzalez Jerome. Speedy Jerome. Very quick. So maybe I have knight a5. Okay, we don't need to react to that. Or, yeah, so maybe knight a5. Whoops, I screwed up. No, I didn't. Okay. I was thinking he had his discovery, but my queen's protecting the knight. So, whoa! I should have taken Miss the Knight, I think. I just knee-jerk reaction took. I think taking Miss the Knight would have been a little bit better. A fianchetto Knight is actually pretty good, I think. Oh, well. Okay, this seems a little suspect. Do I have... is this a move? Do I win a piece here? I think I do. Or do I? I think I do, right? Am I missing something? Just queen c7? I think that wins a piece. Yeah. When he played b3, my instinct, I'm like, something feels off. Yeah, this is weird. I really thought this would have been much sweeter. And I thought I was splurging, like treating myself to something nice and sweet, but it's not that sweet. So far I'm happy with how I played for the most part, except for King G7. I should have at least considered Knight G7. I just knee-jerk played King take G7. Ooh. I wonder if I should go back to Twitch, because yeah, my YouTube channel is quite lacking. Oh, I can't even take the bishop because he can take on a5. I can get b3, but then he gets this. So I didn't really get anything out of this. Unless we go... No, I was thinking knight b3. Okay, so we take on c2. He takes on a5. I can then go to e4, and that protects this. Okay, let's try that. I can take on e4. This does nothing because I take the knight. Now, I don't know, but then he's also hitting a6 here, right? So I think he has to deal with this first, though. Crap. Just saw it. Yeah, so he's going to get this pawn back. Unless I sack the exchange here. Here, the boom. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, but then he could just maybe take my pawn, and then I have two pieces under attack. Am I just getting overly fancy here? But then I have this, right? And then he's got here. Oh, business mate. Okay. I'm gonna try this out. This is pretty sharp, and this is a risk. I think it works, but it's a weird ass position. It's counter. So it's we played like 4 or 5 counter moves in a row here. Every move is a counterattack. Jesus, I'm just 31 minutes in talking to myself. I haven't streamed on Twitch in a very long time. I could revisit it, but I really kind of switched to YouTube. Yeah, so here I will take, and then he might have this rook e1 again, because he will get a pawn. He will get a nice pawn. And then, yeah, and then he'll be down only pawn. Too bad I can't attack this rook. It's too bad that I really have nothing good for my queen. I guess I could attack his b pawn. So we'll try that. No, that loses for me, right? Or does it? Or that could be a draw. Right? Because if he comes in here... Actually, no, that's not even a draw. Because, yeah, I was thinking he does it with this rook, and then I had queen b2. But if I go queen c2, he has rook c1. So I can't even play that. That's messed up. That is messed up that I can't even do that. I have this after. So maybe I okay, so maybe I will... Oh my god, and this protects my pawn. It wasn't even part of my plan. My plan was to my queen defend a6, and then I was going to lock his rook here. Okay, I can force... Does that force anything? No, it doesn't. So can I not just push my e pawn? I think I can just play e6 here. It kills my bishop though. Yeah, and then this is coming, right? But then I can move my rook. I think I can play here. I don't know why. I don't know why I can't. This was a little quick maybe from my opponent. So if rook a c1, I'm thinking just knight f6. Oh, that does drop a pawn though. So rook a c1. Maybe bishop d7. Okay, bishop d7. I think that's the only move. And then knight f6. Getting lower on the clock here. Actually, it's kind of annoying though if I do stream on Twitch, my settings take a while for me to change. What about bishop c6 here? But he just moves the knight somewhere. Okay, we're gonna have to take the risk, and then I'll take on g2, and then maybe go to h1. I mean, but I don't like his knight. Okay, I didn't even think he would trade. Okay, so we have an endgame. Wait a second. When did I lose the exchange? Just right there? When was I down the exchange? Oh my god, I miscalculated this. Oh my god, I'm so bad. I didn't even realize I was down the exchange. Wow. Okay, let's get active. I know let him get active, but I can't sit around here. I didn't realize that I gave up the exchange there with my little fancy pants thing. I have a pawn for the exchange, but Okay, I have a fork here, but he'll get 2 miners. He'll get 2 miners for it. Okay, this seems completely incorrect. I'm mostly upset that I thought I was being fancy with bishop h3, but I didn't realize, somehow I didn't realize that I was just down the exchange. Oh my God. Feels bad. Cognitive decline. Okay, so what if he doubles up here? I have a fork still. What if he just retreats somewhere? Well, I don't know. That's the fear. Okay, let's get this active. And he might just want to stay on my 7th rank. He might go rook a7, of which I have no recourse, like I have no solution to that. Yeah. Okay. So now I shouldn't be trading here, you know. So this could be stupid. And let's get this knight to try to be tricky. And then give him this pawn. And yeah, just give him that pawn. And just get active instead. So if I go here and then check, actually I can win a pawn here. But this knight it can be nasty. I hope it can be nasty. Officer nasty here. And then, but he can get a passed pawn. I didn't even realize that I was doing that, but yeah, okay. So I have to be careful because he can sack the exchange. So we have to be aware of that. We don't want him getting like a passer, but with rook and pawn, that should still be fine. In those cases, so I'm down a minute on the clock. I have a pawn for a knight. His pawns are weak. And I'm threatening to win another pawn. So being down the exchange, I think I played that quite well, all things being... okay, let's lock that in. And now black looks pretty good. Now black looks pretty good. Okay, but how does he get in there? How does he get in there? And I just want another pawn. So he's going to try for this. Okay. So he does go for that. And let's go for this configuration and bring the king up the board. So I think I played that very well considering I was down the exchange. And, oh, yeah, okay. So now we don't want him going here, right? I can start with a check and then can I go in here? Is that the secret? I don't know if he can go after this pawn. No, okay. I think this was a great move. Okay. Oh, my time. Fuck. No, this was a great move, though. Okay. And then we go here. no talking now. Oh, I played this great, though. This endgame. Holy crap, did I play it great. So I just want to think. I'm going to flag, though. Oh, I can go here? No? Can I? Because is this at the end? Fuck, I'm so slow. I played it great, but I'm just so damn slow. I should have went there. Shit. Oh, I didn't. Oh, I panicked. I know how to do that without pre-moves, but I'm still need more practice on it. Oh well, I'm fine with a draw. I think. No, I'm not fine with a draw, but oh well. I'm not going to analyze that because it was silly. I did a whole video on how to pre-move that mate, but no room for error. Okay, I'm going to play. Here we have a French. Have not seen this in quite a while. It's been quite a while. I can't remember if I like A3 first or Queen G4. That's how long it's been. Okay, I'm going to go A3. And I'm not sure if I want to chase that. Yeah, I'm not going to chase it. So let's go Queen G4. That's how rusty I am. And then I need to protect my d-pawn. So knight f3, I presume. He might have h5. He might have h5 there. So what about bishop g5? He still might have h5. So I'm burning all my time as usual. Hello, Cats Play Chats Well. Hello, Amir. What about bishop e3? I don't know. Indecisive. H5 is the move that's actually bothering me. Okay, I changed my mind. I'm gonna go. I lied. Okay, I'm gonna go bishop e3. I don't know. I'm just got confused here. I'm very confused. But if he takes, okay. Well, now he can just castle, right? So it could be dangerous. I mean, he's got c5 and stuff, but I've burned enough time. Now we have to play on instinct a little. And a6 is weird. A6 is weird. So now I think bishop d3. And or maybe king b1 might be fine. Actually, bishop d3 bishop d3 might have h5. But then I have this. It's a little messy, but again, I've burned all my thinking time. Not all my thinking time, but I can't afford to think as long each move. So, well, I'm taking that knight now. Although that is my good bishop. I have bishop g5. But again, he has this h5. But then could I take here? No. I mean, I could. What if I take and then come in here? Yeah, maybe I could have done that earlier too. So maybe bishop g5. And then we get into there. But he always has knight d7 after. But okay, let's try that. It's interesting, right? Except this might be hanging too. I gotta be careful. So bishop g5. Yeah, bishop g5, h5. Yeah, maybe I can't do that because takes. Well, here, and then I still have to defend this after. Okay, let's try it. I think I'm okay. So bishop f6 now. Look how much time I burned. Yeah, I could go bishop f6 or I could take his knight. The thing is, I feel like that's my good bishop, but it does... he has c5 later, but yeah, this is interesting. Otherwise, I can go here. But then he's got h5, and then he still has to move his rook eventually, though. Okay, let's go bishop f6. It's a close call between that and taking on f5. And then, yeah, so where can I go? I can't go here. I have one stupid square. No, I've got two squares I can go to. Which one do I prefer? I'm actually going to go here. Okay, so wait. Oh, yeah, now I have to take the knight. So now we take the knight and we just won a piece here. He played so quick. What's up with his quick play? Oh, it's a brand new account, by the way. I should have noticed that before I played him. Brand new account, 3 weeks old. Okay, so now we move the bishop. I guess we have one square for the bishop. Can I actually take here? Almost, but no. So we go here. And now I really have to start playing quicker. Yeah, he's opening up lines. I don't love. I can almost take you. Oh, we can take and then take. Maybe take with the rook. They're both good though. Which one do we do it with? Oh, we're threatening. We got to do it with the rook because we're threatening mate. We just win the queen here. He's got to play. Yeah, we win the queen. Beauty. Ooh. The dark square control. Yeah. And we come on in. And he's got to play, I think, knight a or rook a7. And check. Okay, he gets out of that. We can go here. I don't really want to give that up though. What about this awkward maneuver for him? No, you know what it's time for? It's time to bring in another piece. I know I could simplify here, but I don't know the follow-up after king g8. Okay, so he's defending that. So okay, just keep bringing in the pieces. He can hit f2, but I'm up material here, so I'm going to give him f2 if he wants it. He can have f2. This might be good enough. Knight c7. So I've got a queen for a rook. No, I've got 2 pawns and a queen for a rook. So I'm up like 7. No, can I do math? 6 points of value here. Okay, so I think I can go knight c7. Because I don't see, he's not checking me or anything. So let's go knight c7. And it looks pretty good. We take. Okay, greedy guy. Greedy. I have a check, which doesn't do anything. Yeah, I'm going to go here. I'm going to repurpose this bishop. So king g8. Actually, yeah. So I'm going to go here now. And now take the b pawn. Maybe I should have just done this before. I'll do it now. Better late than never. Have to watch out for this in some cases. I guess it'll never happen. Looks scary though. And then okay, I love this little maneuver. Okay, I don't want to give him this square though. Well, he's getting it. I could attack here. Let's oh, he's on my rook. I didn't even notice that. So I have to move my rook. Well, I guess he could take right now, but I'll take the bishop, and that's a good simplification for me. I didn't see he was on my rook. That's how blind I am. Mr. Blindy. Okay, well, I don't know what that's about. He forgot about his bishop, I guess. And yeah, not a good game. We'll take with the knight. This was a weird game. It was a weird game. Not a good game. So let's give a check. And then I can... Okay, he wants it this way. I'm going to get flagged again. That's usually how I roll. Okay, let's go knight f3, just covering e1. And I just want to trade anything. I don't know why I'm making this so hard for myself. Okay, let's take a pawn, right? Let's take a pawn. Pawns are good to take. And then I'll just start pushing my pawns. Because no, here we have a fork, so we like forks. And I think I can pre-move that. And then I think I'll just take his... Should I just take his knight even? Just to prove a point? Okay. That was a weird game. My opponent did not play well. But often I get flagged in these positions. So, well, in general, just because of my ripe old age. I don't really want to analyze that so much because my opponent played a little weird. Now, the opening, I'm not quite sure. Maybe it's just queen g4 first because I don't know. Maybe I played it okay. I burned a lot of time with this bishop e3 move though. But yeah, these moves are so bad though. A6 and g6. A6, what the hell is this about? Makes zero sense. Zero sense. Yeah, I mean, this guy, again, he does have a new account. It's a very, I don't know, it's strange. He played very strange for 2000. Like, A6 never makes sense in a million years. And that, okay, maybe he was scared of knight a4. That's why he played it, maybe. But it's such a slow move. No, it's still very bad. It's strange for 20. He's not even 2000. He's 2100. It makes no sense. And then he played g6. Well, okay, I guess he wanted to beef up the knight. So this makes maybe a little bit of sense, but I don't know. To me, h5 is the move I was concerned about. You know, that was the move. And then I spent a long time here. Couldn't decide between taking the knight or bishop g5. And yeah, then he just hangs a piece, which is, again, very strange for 2100. Opening up lines was good, but then tactics, his position is just too bad here. And yeah, okay. I will not look at that with the engine because I don't think it needs it. So anyways, we have another game, 2230 opponent. Very established account. Kind of intimidating though, playing at 2200. Okay, I can go e6 or knight c6. They're pretty much transposable for the most part. And I'm going to go e6 here, beefing up d5. And then, can I go d5 right away? No. If I go knight f6 e5, can we get away with knight g4? I don't know. He's got f4, right? So I could go queen c7, but it's kind of slow, and he might just play f4 or something here. There's knight e7, but then he's got bishop g5. I'm thinking about bishop d6, honestly. It's such a weird move, though, and he might just have f4 again. I might have to play d6, but I don't want to. I want to play knight f6. That's what I want to play, but I just don't know how to deal with e5. Oh my god, I can just take it. What the hell? Oh my god, my brain doesn't brain. Okay, now... So now he is threatening e5. So I'm thinking queen c7. He's got queen e2. He can always do things. Maybe bishop d6. But again, queen e2. Can I get away with that? Okay, this is such a weird move. Maybe he plays d4. Okay, I know. Why didn't I like queen c7? Yeah, I'm just going to go queen c7. But the bishop d6 might have been playable there. I didn't quite see what the problem was with bishop d6. Okay, well, so bishop e7 now. And I can't believe I spent so much time with the knight. For some reason, I thought, I didn't realize I could have just taken. Oh, he moved? I didn't hear him move. Yeah, so I think I just castle now. I think I can castle here. And then maybe rook e8, so my bishop can go to f8. Maybe. Or I could start maybe improving my light squared bishop. Can I play d5? No. I need a rook on d8 to do that. Can I go here in some cases? No. Not, my queen would have to be on d8. Okay, I'm going to go b6 and then bishop b7. Okay, this again. Should be okay there. Should be okay. I just go to knight e8. And now rook e8. Yeah, now let's go rook e8. The only downside here is that I can't play knight e8 now. Okay. I have knight e5. Maybe bring in this rook and then d5. Is that a thing? No, then my knight is almost trapped. Yeah, this knight is a little awkward. So maybe h6 and then offer a bishop trade. He also has here, which could be a thing. Okay, I'm going to go h6 for lack of a better plan. Yeah, so if bishop... I could also go e5 technically. But then he can get a knight to f5. Okay, he doesn't do it. So now can I go d5 finally? I don't think so. No, so we're going to keep beefing it up. He still can go bishop f4 at some point, so I still have to be careful about that. Actually, I have knight b4. I should have considered that a long time ago, honestly, because he put the pawn on a4. That's an invitation to go to b4. I really should have considered that. So if I play it now, and let's just say, I don't know, bishop b3, I don't have anything, but it does open up my bishop, and he can't so easily kick out the knight. And if he does, his d-pawn could become weak. And maybe I'll just do that because it's a move. Or just because it's a move. And this, yeah, okay. And now can I go d5? Yeah, look at that. Didn't even plan for that. If he closes it up, that's a risk I'm willing to take. Now, if he takes, that's, oh, I should have considered this a long time ago. Now, I think I want to take with a pawn, but it's tempting to take with a knight because the knight will force a piece trade. Now, e5, I don't think it's too good for him. So I do think I'll take with the e-pawn. And And black looks quite nice here. I mean, I prefer black. I should have spotted this knight before move earlier. Again, it was him playing a4. And then the secondary benefit of this was it supported d5. And so this does end up happening. So I have bishop d6. I think I'm ready to trade those off. Now, he can actually come here. No, I guess he can't. I don't think he can. So I think this is just going to happen. Actually, I had a Zwischenzug, which I should have considered. I don't think it matters, but I should have considered it. Okay, and then I think I'm going c4. It kills. I mean, yeah, he can bite at it later, but where's his bishop going? Yeah, well, do I want that bishop though? It's a pretty crappy bishop. I could take and then I have this. So I can go knight e2, knight e2, knight e4. Well, he can do his Zwischenzug himself, but then I control the file. So knight e2, knight e2, knight e4. He moves the queen somewhere. And I don't have anything after that. But it looks pretty good. But his bishop is so bad. I don't know if I want to do that. Okay, I'm going to do it though. Queen b4. a5. He gets his knight here later, but I get some weaknesses there. Okay. Improve the bishop. Well, how about we kick him? How about we don't allow that? But my poor light squares. This that might really. I don't like it. We have this. Can I go there now? No, I can't go there now. You stupid. Okay, we're gonna go here. I can't do anything about 95, and I didn't want to weaken my light squares. You know, I didn't want to. So if he comes into e5, yes, it could sack the exchange. I don't think I want to though. Plus he has f3 after I lose my knight. So I just have to live with that knight there. Then maybe I go king h. No, that drops a rook and a pawn. I just have to live with it for a while. Rook lift. But I don't have many options for the rook lift. Wow, he doesn't do it. He should have. Okay. Let's go here. So if knight takes, I think I take with the rook. Well, I mean, I could do this as well, right? But then there's this check. Yeah, so we're going to take with the rook. He gets this after. It's going to suck. Yeah, so knight c3. Then what? Here? This comes eventually. Well, we can lock him in right away. Could also attack his pawn. This though. Okay, let's get active. Get active. Low in the clock as always. So I can offer a rook trade, but then he gets this in. I could go here. Yeah, okay, let's try this. And I know his knight gets active, I know, and my bishop is bad, but what do you want from me? Could this ever be a plan? Probably not. Okay, so he gets knight c3, but what did he do after that? And where do we want the bishop? We'll go here, because then I can push the f-pawn. Gives me a little bit of breathing room. Yeah, okay, so do that. And then rooks are going to come off, and he's going to flag me because it's hard to play against a knight in time pressure. Actually, I can't do that, eh? Okay, so we cover e5 and give our bishop a way to defend. Then I want to go king f8. Yeah, so let's go king f8 right away. And I think I'm walking up the board as much as I can. Okay, I don't know where he's planning to go. I don't understand that move. It doesn't make sense. Maybe he wants to play b3. So b3, do I have this? b5? Maybe. But I'm just putting more pawns on knight squares there. Okay, so let's just keep getting the king active. And actually, I blundered. I should have played this. Well, no, because yeah, I should have done that. I can't do it now anymore. So, well, let's just make a move. And let's try to get this rolling. You know what I should have? I should put the bishop here, maybe. But then he's getting here. So my bishop is actually already dominating his knight. So I think he needs to push his h-pawn. If he does push it, I can always play h5, but that's risky, putting it on a light square. Well, maybe it's not risky. But he can come around? No, maybe it's okay. Yeah, okay, so if he plays h4, I can play h5. Or I could just continue with b4. Because my bishop is still very good here, yeah. So maybe I just continue with b4. But later on in the game, okay, so yeah, we're just going to go here. My hand is very cold. 9 viewers now, that's what we want to see. My hand is very cold. Hello, John. Cold hand all of a sudden. He's not playing confidently. He was earlier, but he's playing very scared now. Yeah. Okay, so what and then I'm going to go rook a4. So I can just go rook a4 right away. Okay, you know what? Controversial decision. I'm going to lock it up because, I mean, this is very controversial. This is probably stupid, but it's what I did. Yeah, as I say, maybe it was stupid. It was probably stupid. Okay, I don't have time to think though. That's the thing. Can I get my king here? No, I can't. And then I'm going to flag once again for the millionth time. That's how I lose all my games, by flagging. Yeah, this was I guess it was a mistake, right? But what are you going to do about it? So then we're just going to go back and forth here. And then I'll flag. And then I'll cry. What's that? What's that about? Okay, I don't know. Where's he going? Here? Son of a bitch. He's gaining a pawn. So I'm going to flag and lose on the board. But it's all predicated from... And I just dropped a pawn. Well, I can grab this one, though. Oh, come on, mouse. You just cost me a second. Oh, he gets this one? That's stupid. Yeah, just every game I just flag, you know. It's just pretty dumb. Okay, don't even want to look at it. I just flagged, you know. I had to stop thinking there. Okay, I'm going to just play quick without thinking because that's how I guess you have to win the games. So no thinking. No thinking. Just moving blindly. Just moving blindly because that's what has to be done. I thought like e5 was good here, or even ignoring it. Yeah, there's a funky move here. I'm just going to ignore it. I think it was either casting or e5, but I'm not going to think beyond what I did. And why don't I play with increment? Because I have a good reason. Because I like to track my improvement or lack thereof. And I've always played 10-0. So I don't want to start playing because it's a different pool of players, right? So I don't want to switch to increment and then all of a sudden gain 100 points. And I won't know if I'm improving or if it's because I'm in a different time pool. But you're correct in that would solve my whining issue. I'm sure I would still whine, but it would solve my issue of being upset about getting flagged every game. Okay, so I don't know if I want e5, you know, because then what am I doing after that? So maybe I just don't touch anything here. Yeah, maybe I just go king h1 and see. So I'm sure he might just castle. Then I still have to make a decision of how to proceed. So I got queen h5 and then I have like this, but he's not going to let me do that. Can I switch the move order? E5. Okay, I'm going to play e5 now. But after queen h5, he's got knight f5. I have to be really brave with g4. Okay, I do have this, but he just moves back and I haven't gained anything. I think I have to play g4 and just be brave. But my king is gonna die. That, you know, my king is not gonna. My king's gonna die here, but I think I'm all in. Yeah, there it goes. Okay, I'm gonna tuck the king on h2, so that once he opens everything up, I'm not getting mated. I'm not sure about h4, but I'm trying not to think this game. Okay, attacking my knight. Do we need that knight? I don't think we need it, but he's also one step closer to opening things up here. Like, this is his next move. But I always have king h2, right? So there's not really a rush on that. I don't think there's a rush on that. I got to be careful. Okay, you know what? I am going to do it just because there is, like, he can move the knight in some cases, and then he's attacking h4. So I want to be a little bit closer to h4. Rolik said he wanted to sack the bishop and then move the rook up. I don't know if we were quick enough for that. Okay, so he wants c4, so I can't play b3. So I could play. Okay, I'm trying not to think too much. Because if I go a3, c4, I guess I could take and I'm winning a pawn. And I lose my lovely, lovely, lovely bishop. But I might, I don't know how okay I am with that, but I might be okay with that. So therefore, I think he would have to go bishop a5. And then I don't really have anything so great. Can I do this and then push, take? That's a little wild. I don't know, man. That's a bit wild. F5, C4, F6. Okay. I mean, I'm all in. I think I've been watching too much Ginger GM. Oh my God. What's this about? What is this? What am I doing? But I am all in. Like once I play G4, there's no turning back. So that G4 was the committal decision. Because you can't play G4 and then just play low. Whoa, he moved. When did he move? Okay, so yeah, we're gonna go here. Yeah, so take. And then we take with a queen. So, oh shit, I forgot about this again. Now I do have queen h3, but I forgot about that. Okay. I forgot about queen h4. So he's up a pawn and he's got the bishop pair. Yeah, and I have no more attack. I just screwed all that up. Oh, that's too bad. Dude has a new account too. But yeah, that I just forgot about h4. That bit me in the butt. So I have maybe what? 10% chance of drawing, but my pawns are going to be crap. And so I think, oh, we can't even do this, hey? Yeah, this is pretty much game over. Yeah. Technically, I have knight b1. I can go here and then knight b1. Okay, just, ooh. Yuck. And I was trying not to think, but that was a sharper game than usual. Okay, this one, yeah, so I always forget if after d5, like I think bishop d3 is right here. I'm pretty certain, but the d5 I often forget. I was thinking e5, but yeah, I couldn't remember. And then f4, yeah, I'm not sure about f4, but I just forgot everything here. You know what? I'm starting to ring a bell now that we actually take on d5 once, because it seems counterintuitive to. I think it's actually taking now that I think of it, but for some reason in my head I always think that we don't take, because for me it's not intuitive to take, because I feel like all these pawns and light squares just kill his bishop, and so I don't want to start alleviating that. But I'm starting to remember now that I think this is the move, and then I forget why though. I think it's just to get rid of our e pawn so that we can more easily attack his king side. I'll check my notes in a minute. So I think it actually is taking there. Anyways, then I mean, I took a risk with everything. All of this was very risky on my part. Once I played G4, I was all in. I actually think I had a good position, though. I just kind of screwed up. First of all, the H4, I'm not 100% sure. I don't hate it, though. I don't hate H4. Maybe F5 right away was a way to do it, but I was a little bit scared of this opening up and then me being trapped. So I went for this. Maybe this was premature, because maybe I should go King H3, because I was worried about this, and I called it, and that's ultimately what did me in. So, although, again, there's C4 here, though, and I don't really want to move it back. Yeah, so I just miscalculated this because I just forgot about Queen H4 here, unfortunately. So I have to give up a pawn. So let's say King H3, and he takes. He can probably stop my. I don't really have an attack here. Okay, let's look at that with the engine. Lost every game. I don't know. This guy played pretty good. He didn't make any mistakes, so it's kind of hard to do much about that. So I'm curious about the opening, though, because after D5, I always forget, and it's the main line. No, it is avoiding it. So I was correct to avoid it. Yeah, taking is not good. So casting was fine. And then so knight f6 is the main line here. And yeah, okay. But he played bishop d6. So I played it fine, I guess. I guess I played the opening fine. So where did I screw up? So first of all, King H1 was fine. E5 was fine. I played very well up to now. And so it's suggesting, so knight e4 I thought was a little pointless after bishop a7. But then it wants to move the b pawn either to b3 or b4. Oh, and then put the bishop on a3. Oh, interesting idea. But I never would have thought about that, because for some, like I kind of thought this bishop would aid in our attack on his king. Computer also is saying we can go rook f3, caveman style. If knight f5, it's still saying rook h3, and yeah, I don't know. This is not so clear to me. So b3, let's just give him a random move. Maybe here. And then, okay, so I'm just trying to see what the plan is from the computer. Then it wants to go bishop c5 or g4. I don't understand g4. So bishop c5, why does it want to do this? Oh, so queen h5, h6, and then it wants to go g4. Not a clear plan, and this is like 10 moves ahead. But it's like +4, close to +4 here. Okay, actually the knight on c5 is interesting because it's just a blockader. We're blocking everything so that we don't have to worry about the h1 a8 diagonal opening up, and then we can attack once this is blockaded. That's an interesting idea. What if instead of making slow moves here, what if he attacks the knight? Okay, so and then a5, we just defend it, and okay, still not so obvious, but that's one plan the computer has. So yeah, there's this knight a4, b3, bishop a3 type idea. So it didn't like g4. Yeah, I was not sure about it. I was kind of experimenting or taking a risk there. It's suggesting, again, knight a4 or rook f3. Yeah, and then h4 it didn't like h4 either. Again, that was kind of experimenting. It prefers f5. Maybe rook f3 was a safer way to do it. I keep my king more exposed, but I can still kind of attack a little bit. So again, let's just say he makes a random move. Let's say bishop b7. So rook h3. If knight g6, we can probably start attacking. Actually, I guess we have queen h5 and we're winning a pawn. So the rook lift would have been the safer way to have attacked. Yeah, it's less risky, right? Than playing g4. And then yeah, my h4 move was a bit much. And this was the final nail in the coffin for me, f5. Apparently there's knight takes f5 because he gets his queen h4 again. And it's my king is too weak. If I come in here, then he's got check, and eventually I have to go to the light square, and I'll have to give up material. So, yeah, h4 was too much. g4 was already questionable, but h4 was too much. Okay, so that was today's a painful day of chess so far. At least I got beaten on the board though, as opposed to getting flagged. That makes me feel better. This guy has a brand new account. Well, it's not brand new. It's 7 years old, but he doesn't have, his RD is high. I'm picky. Okay, here we have. Okay, it's a new account too, but I can't keep dodging. It's newish. I mean, he's got 200 games. I mean, okay. So anyways, Alakine. Haven't had many of these lately. So, knight c3, I think, right? I can't remember if bishop e3 first mattered. Yeah, this opening is tricky. Oh, hello, Jerome. This opening is tricky, and but he didn't play knight c6, so he's playing a little bit of a different move order here. I think this is a line, but it's not a common line. Yeah, I've had this before. I've had this, I think, once before, but I don't remember it. Now, my instinct is rook c1, but I don't really need to take it with the rook. I can just take it with the pawn, I feel. That being said, then my c4 pawn gets harder to defend. I'm not sure how he would attack it, though. And I just don't know if I want the rook on c3 or if I care. So okay, so I'm going to go knight f3. And if knight c6, that shouldn't affect anything. It does not, yeah, it doesn't affect anything. So that I can tell. Could be wrong. Oh, thanks for the sub, Jerome. Okay, so now I think bishop e2, we just want to castle. Now, if he plays bishop g4, I will castle, and then if takes, we take with a g-pawn. This is a common maneuver in the Alakine. We can't take with the bishop because we'll drop the c4 pawn. And white's king is actually pretty safe here. Okay, so he does go knight c6, but again, I don't think that affects anything. It will affect something once he goes bishop g4, but right now I don't think it affects anything. So let's castle. So if he does go bishop g, okay, whoa, okay, oh crap. So I might have to go c5. I was worried, yeah, eventually that stung me, hey? So I think I need to go c5. He then has a fork here, but I've got bishop c1, I think. Okay, so c5. If he goes knight b c4, bishop c1 was my plan. Ooh, that's kind of weird. Is that not weird? Just wondering if I can win a knight after if I take this way. Sorry, I mean, what do I mean? Well, I guess it wouldn't quite matter. But yeah, if I take this way and then he moves this knight, does this win his knight? No, he's got b6 there. Oh, he can just run away anyways. Okay. But what if I take here first? No, we need to take that. Stop getting fancy. This is how you burn your time. Okay. So he can always escape. He can always escape. Okay, so I have to go bishop d2 as far as I can tell. No, I can also go queen d2. It is, I can't decide. I think I actually, yeah, I think I prefer queen d2. I hope I'm not missing anything. Okay, I'm going to go queen d2. And then oh yeah, I haven't streamed on Twitch in like years. I haven't streamed on Twitch in years. I had a much bigger following on Twitch, but I moved to YouTube. People watch my videos on YouTube, but they don't really watch my stream on YouTube as much. But anyways, so c4 almost does something. Keyword being almost. And I don't really want to weaken. No, let's not do it. Why don't I just trade off my double pawn? Why am I even? But then I get this backward pawn. Okay, well, I think I will play c4 because this is beefed up. Like d4 is beefed up. Multi-stream, I've never done multi-stream for a few reasons. One, I do have good internet, but I don't know if my internet is that good. Secondly, there's a lot of like fine print of the legalities and terms of service of multi-streaming, and I can't really be bothered, I don't think. Yeah, I'm not sure about c4, but I need to start playing quicker, so let's just play it. I think he's going to go to e7, and then maybe bishop g5, maybe knight h4. No, he goes here. Okay. Which rook? It's always the wrong rook. It's always the wrong rook. Let's maybe go with the a rook. And then I don't know. I have no plan. maybe bishop. No, I can't. I need that bishop. I don't know. Okay. Now we can trade here, right? He's going to attack this, but yeah, let's go here. I'm glad he moved that queen because I couldn't go to h4 before. I was thinking about going g3 just so I could play knight h4. So I'm happy he did that for me. Have to remember to take off that timer on that old message there. So the question now, if he goes to g6, do I want to take on g6? Yeah, I think I do. And he's got to take with the h-pawn, and then I could maybe try to soften him up a little bit. That can't be. What about, is this ever an idea? No, let's go h4. If he attacks it, I guess g3. I can't actually play h5. Okay, he wants a pawn here. I can always just push my pawn, but then he gets this. So he's being annoying. Oh, he's hitting this again too. Crap. Man, just not my night today. I suck. And I'm losing to a 1900. Feels bad. Feels bad. Yuck. Okay, well, I have to attack. So if he takes on c4, which is my greatest fear, do I want to take? Oh, he doesn't, though. That's weird. Okay. Whoops. We'll take the pawn. I think he should have probably taken a knight c4 last move. And now I can maybe attack his f7 pawn. Kind of, there's a fork here though. So we do it this way. You know, he can get the a2 pawn, but then I've got this check. And I win the exchange there because he can't afford, I don't think he can afford, he's just going to get mated. So I don't think he can take on ace a2. I think he's got to defend. Yeah, he has to defend. And I'm still down a pawn. How come I'm so bad? Like, how do I lose every game? I don't understand why I'm so bad. Okay, so we'll come back. And I'm trying to not lose more than I already am. Maybe I can build a little something here. Yeah, let's do that. So if he plays g6, I don't know. Not good. Run my g-pawn. Didn't work well last game or the game before. I can't remember what game that was. He does push. He does. That's dangerous now. This is okay. This is a faster way to do it. Okay, except then he can attack this pawn. Oh crap! And he can do that anyways. So I think we have to move the bishop. What about here? No, he's got this check. Fike. This is annoying. Because he's coming here next move. I have to defend it. I really don't want to, though. I really don't want to. If this comes. I have to go here. You can still go here. Oh, it's so stupid. Oh, fike. I don't know. Losing to 1900s, I'm pretty pissed. I'm so close to winning. But he gets this square, you know? It's so dumb. I'm close to being good. Okay. So I have to play quick here. I don't know what I'm doing after this. I'm hoping that I'm quick enough. Hope springs eternal. Because I mean, I definitely have an attack here, but it's the stupid d4 pawn. And why am I always so? I'm always, even against the 1900, I'm low on the clock. Ugh. Okay. Go to the H file. I wasn't sure if I should go queen h6 first. I only have a minute. I can't think too much. f6, he might be fine. Okay, let's go here. I think he's got to push the f pawn at some point. Can't I just go here? Okay. Got lucky. Not feeling good, though. I mean, it shouldn't be this much work to beat a 1900. And look at my time. Oh, he basically berserked me. Oh, no, that did not feel good. That was too close. Too close against the 1900. Oh, but he doesn't have many games played on Rapid. He's got a lot of Blitz games. What's his RD? 52. Okay, let's take a look at that in more detail. 12 viewers. Okay, I'll keep going. But first, I'm just going to turn off my dishwasher because it'll keep beeping at me until I turn it off, and it's annoying. Ugh. Okay. So yeah, we had this Alec. That's why I burned time, because the opening I was trying to remember. Yeah, so this bishop before, I think this is the line. I just don't remember it. And hello, Ryan. How's it going? My one and only member. And yeah, he played it well. I mean, for 1900, I think he played very well. He played well for 2100. And I just got low on the time and it was panicking. And yeah, he's got all these threats. I just a bit of a little Hail Mary here with h4, h5, just trying to provoke some weaknesses. And yeah, he had to come back and defend. Maybe he should have done it with the rook, but then he might be scared of his rook being on pre. Have I thought about playing on Zen mode? The only time I go in Zen mode is when my opponents keep blinking, because I find that super distracting. So, yeah, brought the bishop back. I can't remember why I did that. But I did it. I can't remember why I did it though. And yeah, and I kind of panicked here. I mean, I'm so close to having a good attack here. Close. I mean, I wonder. So if he tries to trade queens, yeah, I mean, it's a problem. I don't know. King f2 maybe? But then he's attacked here. I mean, this pawn was always a problem for me in the end of the game here. If I don't have that pawn to deal with, I have so many great ways to attack. But yeah, so yeah, and yeah, just attack. And then he just blundered with king g7. I think he's okay here. I think he needed to play the. I don't know why he didn't want to push the f pawn. I think he just has to push the f pawn and then he's fine. But he refused and he decided to get mated instead. Let's take a look at that. What's the engine? Yeah, I'm just not been playing well lately. I suck. Yeah, the computer said I played okay. I'll just look at the key moments. So the first one was here. It didn't like bishop e2, surprisingly, because of c5. Had he played c5, well, what's so bad about c5? It doesn't seem so bad to me. But instead, it's preferring bishop d3 or queen b3 or anything. Not anything, but it likes a3, bishop d3, and queen b3. I don't quite see the problem here. Well, now knight. Well, no, wait. Yeah, sorry. C5 and then castling. Yeah, so then it's saying after c takes, knight takes. Yeah, I mean, it's equal. So I don't easily, at a glance, I don't see why this is so bad. Well, it isn't so bad, but it's like a 40 centipon difference. So I mean, it's an inaccuracy. I think I'm being too hard on myself here. It's a 40 centipon difference. Relax. Yeah, this is, yeah. And look, in the Masters database, there's been 2 games in the Masters database. They both played bishop e2. So I think I'm too hard on myself when I analyze with the engine. Ooh, I didn't see the 40 centipon difference. Well, it was good enough for a 2300 and a 2400 over the board. It's good enough for me. So I think I think it's important that I'm not too harsh on these 40 centipon difference moves. Yeah. So I played pretty well here, apart from that one little thing the computer doesn't like or doesn't prefer. And I couldn't decide here between bishop d2 and queen d2. Of course, the computer prefers bishop d2. It didn't want to allow this trade, but I thought that's my bad bishop. I was fine with it. So, not quite sure why. Well, programming archives, not for me. I respect the Galakayan. It's a dangerous opening. It feels similar to the Grunfeld for black. Yeah, it's a very dynamic opening. Okay, so I missed a move here. Bishop g5. So why is this good? Why is this good? I don't know where he goes. Then c4. I'm not seeing it yet. Why is this good? It's not apparent. I think it's just that he starts clogging up his center awkwardly. Is that the only reason? It's not an obvious reason. What does chat think? Well, no, I thought it makes more sense he moves the queen somewhere, right? But then c4, well, c4 he loses the knight. So I was right originally. I think he just goes here and then c4, knight e7. Yeah, that's hard to assess though. But I think he's just a little bit awkward. His pieces, he's got to defend the knight, and then his queen can't really leave the square. Okay, so it's not an obvious move at all. And then I actually played okay I just got low on the clock. Now here, it didn't like bishop e2. It wants to go rook c d1. Defend this pawn that was giving us problems. And if he keeps attacking it, it doesn't matter because he's leading with the queen. He's leading with the queen, so this is never a threat as long as my rook is defending it. So then it just wants to do a rook lift, and let's just have the computer play a little bit. And then probably we're going to put the bishop on g6, or computer isn't doing that. But, okay, I don't know. Computer's making weird moves. But, yeah, simplest would have, instead of bishop e2, just defend that pawn. Defend it. That's what I should have done. And then here, yeah, I kind of panicked. I panicked here. It wants to go, yeah, rook d1 or rook e1. I think rook e1, and it gives it an eventual rook lift. And then here, I mean, I only had a minute at this point, but queen h2. Oh, I missed queen h2. Yeah, missed queen h2. Okay, I'm going to play another one. Starting to lose my voice from talking nonstop for 2 hours. It's a 2-hour stream already. My voice really gets strained. Like when you talk nonstop for 2 hours, your voice gets a little strained. I don't know how like popular streamers do it, because they're like streaming like they're talking nonstop. I don't know how their vocal cords don't get disrupted. So we have the Bodler attack. And I play it very boringly. But, well, I mean, there's no way to play it excitingly. It's a boring opening. Okay, so my opponent playing very cautiously. I'm going to go knight c6, but often you can just play d5 right away. And so here now I am going to play d5. If e5, I can just take. And so I think he's going to go bishop a2. No, he doesn't. So you can take with the knight or the pawn, but I tend to take with the pawn. And then, yeah, I think there's h6, because bishop g5 can become a little bit annoying. He's probably going to go bishop f4. That's what a lot of players do. But there's so many different moves that white can play in these positions, like rook e1. There's a million different moves. Okay, so he wants f4. That's why he played that. But I don't think that's an optimal way to do it. So I might go bishop d6 now. F4, I'm not sure what I think about that. Another plan here is like rook b8, g5. Or b5 rather. Yeah, I'm not, because I don't know what I think about this. Okay, I'm going to go rook b8. If he goes bishop f4, I'll trade off bishops. And this position is like equal. I mean, I've had these positions a lot. So maybe he wasn't going for f4. Maybe he just wanted this thing, whatever it is. Well, I don't think I need to react. Now, he's threatening to move a defender of d5. That is true. I think I'm just going to continue with b5. Didn't look at his account. Oh, yeah, I did. I forgot. Okay, so now maybe he wants f4. Okay, so I can go bishop e6. Is c4 a thing? No, because he can take and then take. So I might have to go bishop e6 here. Or knight e7. Okay, let's try bishop e6. And then I don't know if I want knight e5. Queen e2. And what are we doing? Yeah, it doesn't. No. Oh, excuse me. Is b5 a thing, or should I play a5 first? b5 takes. Doesn't seem like anything. Doesn't seem like anything to me. So maybe a5 first. Oh, he moved. I didn't hear him move or see him move. Okay, so is g5 a threat? Shouldn't be. I don't know what he's doing with that. So I'm going to go a5. I don't know how much time I wasted there because I didn't hear or see him move. Probably wasn't long. Okay, well, we have rook e8. How could we not like that? So I'm going to play it. I don't think e4 is anything. It shouldn't be. And so we can't take here because he can recapture. He's threatening f5. It's kind of scary. What about e4? e4 looks good. Or d4. Sorry, I suck with the coordinates. That's got to be good. Why would that not be good? Okay, play it and have some more confidence in yourself, man. So technically I shouldn't pre-move because he could take with the queen. He just dropped a piece here. What is going on? Now he can sack the queen. He's going to have to do that desperado. I don't know what he's doing though. Obviously I was lined up for a couple moves here. How is a 2000 missing this? I don't understand. He's 2046. How is he was lined up in a discovery for 2 moves? I don't understand it. Oh, I don't understand it. Okay. I could simplify, but this is a tempo move, and so we like the tempo moves, so we shall play it. Actually, I also had queen d5, and now he's just tilting, and he's pretending to blunder now. See, yeah, and he was that. See, he did that on purpose to pretend that he blundered, and that's why he lost, because he missed the queen. That's not why he lost. He missed the discovery earlier. I know this because I do the same thing myself sometimes. So that was a weird game because he's 2000, right? And yeah, so it's really strange. I don't know why white players play this opening because it's not very ambitious from white, but it's very popular. Like a lot of people play this Bodler. I don't understand it. Maybe they're scared of the Sicilian or something, but it's like it's so uninspiring. And there's different ways to play against it. You can try to transpose into the Najdorf, like the Sozin. You can do that. And often that will happen. But since white doesn't have to allow that transposition, I just play this Bodler style. And then, yeah, he played these slow moves like a3, h3. They're actually not that bad in this opening. But again, it's not ambitious, right? It's like white's just not trying to get any advantage. And I don't think this is the greatest way for white to play. I think like rook e1. Even this knight, you can do this like Roy Lopez knight maneuver, bishop f4. I think these are the standard ways for white to play. And yeah, just going after this queenside push. And g4 probably too much because he's got nothing developed. Well, he doesn't have his two. Like I have all my pieces. Well, I have all my minor pieces developed. He doesn't have these developed. This seems a little bit too much. And then he just lets me do this discovery, or here, right? Yeah. So let's look at that with the engine. Wow. So one inaccuracy right here. So after knight h2, I played rook b8, which was okay. Computer is suggesting bishop f5, which I don't think I've seen before, or bishop d6, or queen b6. It doesn't like rook b8. I'm pretty sure that this is a common idea for black, though. Why does it? What's a bishop f5 about? What is this about? I don't get it. What's the point of this? Bishop, I don't. Whoops, here. Yeah, I don't know what this is about. I don't know the plans here. Let's say queen f3. And it wants to tuck this back. Do they just want to attack the center? Is that the whole point? I'm trying to find moves for, let's just say he goes rook e1. And then rook e8. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it just wants, maybe it feels it doesn't belong on b7 for whatever reason, and it just wants to, I don't know. Kind of strange to me. Okay, I won't look at it beyond that because there's not much to look at in the game. Okay, we have another one, 2190 from Argentina. Ooh, I don't know, I'm kind of scared. 2300 blitz, man. Okay, if his RD is high, I'm going to dodge. Otherwise, I'll play him. 45. Is he he's on alt? Oh, okay. This graph, look at his graph. This is terrifying. Oh, wait, he was 1600 here? He doesn't play much rapid. How much rapid has he played lately? Okay. Okay. I'll play him. Wait, what's his FIDE rating? 1604. Okay, I'll play him, but I'm terrified. Whoops. Oh, he aborted. Okay, I was actually going to play him, but I had to build up the bravery because, okay. So here we have an American. We got a Carol Khan. Okay. Which of the three Carols will we get? The Tartakower? No, the classical. Come on. E6. So that is a slight inaccuracy because white can play 95, which is a tiny improvement over h5 because we get to improve the knight and attack the bishop instead of this. So the difference was e6 first instead of knight d6 because knight d7 stops 95. That's why knight d7 is the main line, because instead of playing h5, we get the knight on e5. Does that make sense? But it's a tiny difference. It's like I don't know, 20 centipon difference. So there's a tactic here. So he fell for the trick. Knight f7. So he fell for the trick. Now it's not game over. It still worked. But I'm surprised that 2185 fell for my opening trap. It's the second time I've ever got to play it. You got to see my trick. The Carol Khan has some tricks like this, even though it's supposed to be a really boring opening. It usually is super boring most of the time, especially in the Tartakower. There's no tricks in the Tartakower. I should come up with something different against the Tartakower maybe, Because the way I play it, it's just, yeah, there's no tricks at all. It's all as dull can be. Okay, so now it's going to be sharp. I think we take the rook. Right? Because otherwise life doesn't make sense. I know that this is correct though, like so far. So I just have to make sure I continue. But it's got to be taking the rook. And then I don't know, but we have to take the rook, right? Yeah. So yeah, it's still work. It's still work. So the check, I have bishop e3. Although you can take on b2 then, but then I can take his bishop. So it's just going to be sharp, sharp, sharp. But yeah, I'm surprised he's 2185, and then maybe he's new to the Carol because he played e6 and then he took on d4. And why would you just grab d4 without spending more time, right? Because like I'm not like if I drop a pawn, if you're going to win a pawn, you want to be sure that you're straight up winning a pawn. Otherwise, it might be a trap. Look for the trap. Okay, yeah. So I was planning bishop e3 here. Otherwise, I have to play king d2. Although no, technically I could go knight e2. That's interesting. But yeah, I'm still planning bishop e3. And well, what's not to like? The question is, can my knight escape? So it's it's still very, very difficult of a game because, and maybe he knows all of this. Probably not though. So I'm thinking bishop e3, and then he has to move the bishop somewhere, and then he's going to play g5 or g6 or something. So bishop e3. Yeah, he moves the bishop. Maybe he goes to a6. But then I can run. So let's do that. Bishop e3, bishop a6, knight g6, and there's no check. Oh, is there a check? There is a check, but not a great one. So I should just be fine here. More than fine. 10 viewers, only one is talking. What's up? What's that? Actually, Ryan said hello. Feels so lonely, man. 2 hours, 14 minutes. I had like 2 or 3 people say hello. Okay, I'm very needy. Very needy. Yeah, so he goes there as I thought he might. So I could offer a queen trade, but still my knight needs to come back home. Otherwise, we're going to be down material. Right? I mean, that's a problem. Oh my God, there's queen d8. Tactic. This is why we do puzzle streak. I can pre-move it too, can't I? I don't want to. Yeah, I mean, I can pre-move it. So very nice. And we found a way home in a beautiful manner. Okay, so now we just have to exchange. Now he can get a pawn. He can get a pawn for it. So actually, he gets a pawn for the exchange. So technically, okay, he didn't do it. He should have. I'm glad you enjoyed that, Ryan. Yeah, so probably just knight d3. He should have probably taken the pawn. Or maybe, was there a reason he couldn't? There's no reason he couldn't have. He should have taken on c2. Yeah, sorry, I'm not trying to, I don't know why he's 2185. He's making a lot of mistakes. So, but I think just knight d3. Now he can disrupt my pawn structure, but I'm up the exchange. So, okay, I better not get, I'm getting cocky. I got to stop being cocky. Okay. Because I'm only up the exchange. I'm only up the exchange. Relax. Relax. It's the exchange. And he's got 2 bishops. You're not up a queen. Relax. Stop getting cocky. Okay. Yeah. It tends to happen. When the game is easy for me and then I let my guard down, I need to not relax. And I'm relaxing. Yeah. It's important that I catch myself when I do that. Hello, Chess Raptor. No, the queen sack I don't really care about. I like the opening trap more. Okay, so I could castle here. I can also go knight h5. I don't know what that quite accomplishes. I should probably castle. King e2 is also kind of nice. I don't know. So I think I want to go queenside castle or king e2. No, but this is nicer. So yeah, let's just do that. And yeah, and stop being cocky because I'm up the exchange. Come on. Stop being cocky. Okay. So I mean, it's still a game. I'm only up the exchange. Relax. Okay, this is annoying. So maybe f3. I actually quite like f3. He can still do things. Oh my god, I hate f3. I hate f3. I hate f3. So we're not playing f3. I have a discovery on his bishop. But I have not a great way to do it. Yeah, this still work, man. Okay, you know what? I think I'm going to go here. Just centralizing the rook, it makes the most sense. Defending the bishop, and then I can, in some cases, go knight e4. Or maybe knight e2. Okay, how about here and then knight and then actually I like this. I think I like it. Okay, I got to start playing a little quicker. So starting to coordinate my pieces now because my pieces were a little awkward. And I want to trade. And yeah, it's really important. I'm glad I caught myself on getting too cocky just because I'm up the exchange. Big deal. It's only the exchange. So if it was my turn here, maybe knight e5. I just want to trade because his minor pieces are strong. I want to trade all these minor pieces off, and I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm glad he's letting me do that. Yeah, so this will make my job easier. He should have used his minor pieces to synergize and like probe around because he had was it 5 minor pieces? Okay, I can take and then give a check. I can win a pawn that way, but he gets f2, but he can't take on f2. So, but this gives him the bishop pair. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, he's got to take this way. And then I check and I'm going to take this. He can't take with a king because we have this fork. So he has to take with a pawn. We go check. Okay. Oh, it doesn't work, but I can trade a knight for a bishop. And I'm going to do that. I think I can also do it this way. I mean, it doesn't trade it, but I'm just looking at this check. But no, I think we just simplify here. And then he'll never be able to take f2. He's got to take on e4. But he's making so many mistakes. It's weird. Okay, so now, I mean, it's still only up the exchange, so it's important I don't get cocky again. Because it's just as much work as it was before, but it's not as much work because it's more simplified. He's got less tricky stuff he can do because I traded off like three of his minor pieces. So this takes away a square from him and it gets it on a light square. If I move this rook away, then he can. No, it's still not a threat. Rook e1 forces him to defend here. Otherwise, he's fine. Okay, I think I do actually want to get active here. So rook g4 might be a threat. I guess rook c7 is maybe another way to do it. Because his rook, I think, on a6 is a little awkward for him. Yeah. I'm glad that he's a little lower on the clock. Yeah, so what if I go h5? Yeah, so we could do that. I'm going to do this. And then rook g4 maybe. Or c4. Maybe I should have done c4 last move. There's this. No, check. Yeah, so maybe, or f4, I mean. That's not c4. So f4. Oh my god. Tactics. So let's get that king. Oh, we can't do that. Ooh. Okay, so we're going to go here for now. And then we're going to go king d2. I started playing chess when I was a kid, but then I stopped for like 17 or 18 years. And I started playing it again about 6 years ago, somewhere around there. 6.5 years ago, maybe 7 or even. So a long time. I should be higher rated, but I suck, so I'm not. But yeah, king d2, next move. Rolik says I should have took with the check. I don't know what that means. Okay, so yeah, we're just going to get the king active here, as I had said before, and then f4. Yeah, then f4. Okay. And I think this does nothing, right? So I don't really want this. Okay, I am going to play it. If he goes here, then I can take on g7. I see chat in the corner of my eye scrolling. I'll respond to it after the game because I'm getting a little low on the clock here. But so is my opponent's low on the clock too. Okay, so now I want to play f4. Actually, I can't play f4. So it might be time to, no, these don't affect me, right? So let's roll here. Roll these pawns. And do I ever want to give a check? Okay, well now, yeah, I don't want that happen. So if he pushes, I'll take with the rook. Actually, yeah. Can I pre-move that? No, I can't. What am I talking about? So back to business here. Okay, so if check, take it. I don't see why that's good. I can go after this pawn now maybe, but then his bishop, well, his bishop can move anyways. So let's do that. And here. Here. Can't do that. Okay, let's just move the king before flag. And you know what? I want to, yeah, I want to get this rook active. It's very awkward there on e4. So he can win this pawn, but that's fine with me. He may, I don't know. Here, we go check. And we will, what will we do? Take this one. Opponent has 35 seconds. We can defend calmly. Let's not panic. Well, he's panicking. He's panicking. He panics more than me. I don't know how he's 2185 the way he played this game. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be mean, but I don't understand it because like sometimes I play like 1900s and 2000s and they play so strong, and then he's 2185. He made so many mistakes. I don't understand it. Maybe he was drinking or something. Okay, so we got to win. We got to win. So let's take a look at that. So there were some tricks in the game. So it was a Kirill Khan, classical variation, and then he fell for one of my little traps. So again, the reason why knight d7 is a main line here is to stop knight e5. It's it's a efficiency thing. It's essentially. So a lot of players play e6 here, and they kind of transpose into it. But, and again, it's not a big difference. It's like a 10 or 20 centipound difference, but it does allow knight e5 instead of h5. You might think that h5 is still the best move. It feels like like you're getting a lot of space, but it's better to have the knight on e5 where it's attacking. And then, yeah, then he fell for this trap, hook, line, and sinker. We simply try to put his king on a light square so we can build this discovery. And yeah, he fell for that. Now he did do he did try to make it tricky as much as he could. But then I was fortunate to have queen, maybe not fortunate, because I'm pretty sure white is still winning here without queen d8. But it's nice to have queen d8. And so our knight gets to return home free. And then he didn't, wait, not here. Where is it here? And then here, so he's already made 2 mistakes. And then he makes a 3rd mistake. He doesn't take on c2. It doesn't make any sense. So he makes 3 mistakes. And then I don't think I don't know what he's doing here. I think he needs to try to do stuff with his pieces as much as he can and make things tricky. How he does that, I don't know. That's his problem. But I don't know. Maybe push a pawn here or here and here. Like, he's got to try to be tricky here. But he lets me simplify. So I trade everything off, and now I'm just up to exchanging the endgame. So he let me, look how quickly he let me trade everything off. Right here, right? He played a5, and then look, right now he's got 4 minor pieces. And then all of a sudden, He's got one. So I don't know. He made a lot of weird moves. And even here, I think he could have tried for more. It is hard to suggest stuff, but I mean, it is very hard to suggest moves. I don't know. Can he play here? Can he play e5 maybe? Or bishop? What about this? Maybe this check is the problem. Yeah. Maybe e5. I'm not sure. Possibly he has e5 here. Because he needs his king to get off of this so that he can take on f2. And yeah, and then I think maybe just get your king to a better square so the bishop can play again, I would imagine. And then he gets into time pressure here and just kind of drops more material. Okay, let's look at that with the engine. Ooh, pretty. That's what I want to see. Okay, so. Oh, I was going to look at the chat, right? Because somebody said something. Where did they say it? Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll try to remember to look at the line. You guys are saying that there was no tactic there. Okay, I'll try to look at it. But so here the e6. See, it's a 20 centipawn difference. See, but it might be more than that. But yeah. But then this is just a mistake, and yeah, it's just +2 at this point. So the best way, it actually does prefer 92. I don't know why though. What's the difference? Oh, there's bishop b4 check apparently. So it's still better for white, but black has something. Not much. Not much. So this would have been the best way for black to have played. It's still +1.5. Why king e2? Oh, because of rook. So king e2. Yeah, I mean, this still looks very much winning for white, and it is. But that would have been black's best attempt. And you know what? This is not even the best move. But how could we not play it, right? So castling is the best move, or h5 or c3 or queen d2. This is not even in the top 5. That's crazy. I mean, because I don't know if I'm getting that knight home otherwise. I'm very surprised it's not even in the top 5. Wow. So castles, and let's just say he goes g6. Oh, we always have this, eh? Okay. That was a way to... But still, how are we getting the knight home? Right? I don't know, man. That's kind of crazy. I'm really surprised it's not in the top 5. Because there's no guarantee of getting that knight home other than... This is the only way you guarantee it. Only way. Yeah, so surprisingly, this is a mistake. But it's still winning. It's almost +2. Yeah, okay. What do you guys think? Should I play another game, or can I end the stream? My voice is getting very strained. That's the only reason I'm hesitant. Plus, I've been streaming for 2.5 hours, talking nonstop. But there are some active viewers, so I could stay a bit longer. But my voice is really, like, feels like I've been crawling through the Sahara for 10 years. Probably I should end it there. I think I will. So as a recap, I did Puzzle Streak. It was a good Puzzle Streak session. So a Puzzle Streak of 40 in 20 minutes. Then I played a bunch of games. I flagged like the first 3 or so, and I got outplayed in one. Then then I got a win or two. So overall, I finished in the green with a 10-point gain. So I'll take it. I'll take anything that's in the green. So at least I'm not back in the 2000s, because that was just embarrassing. So at least I'm starting to get a little bit of a foothold in the 2100s again, but not where I want to be quite yet. Give me another 60 points and I'll start feeling a bit better. Okay, thanks for watching, anybody that's new to my stream or existing viewers. But yeah, sorry, my voice is just getting too strained now. So that's it for me today. Thanks for watching. I'll be back tomorrow. Take it easy. Have a good night.